Já vás vítám v kempu, vítám vás v nové sezóně, moje jméno je Jiří Jaroš, pracuji tady na Institutu plánování. Kemp včera oslavil svůj první rok, za ten rok ho navštívilo 70 000 návštěvníků a vy jste možná patřili mezi ně, takže vám ještě jednou děkuji za to, že jste tady znova. Pokud nejste a jste tady poprvé, tak si klidně prohlídněte novou výstavu, užijte si dnešní přednášku. Je to další díl ze série Urban Talks, tentokrát s krajinářskou architektkou Teresou Moller. Takže já předávám slovo našim hostům a užijte si dnešní večer.
Good evening. Thank you for coming. And we are happy that the link between Chile and Czech Republic, between architecture and landscape, had happened. I wouldn't imagine better start of this cooperation than inviting landscape architect Teresa Moller. We have great opportunity to spend with her 1 week, and she gave us so much energy and enthusiasm on the things that we are doing. Thank you. In her personality, there is a great mixture of sensitivity, of empathy, of rationality and pragmatism. And on behalf of Norma Space, I would like to thank the camp for those premises for the lecture, then the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Chile, and at the end, the company JC Deco, who let us the 20 meters long vitrine in Palackého náměstí metro station for the exhibition, which will start right after the lecture. Have a nice evening.
It's working? Yes, yes. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It is really impressive to see that in Prague there are all these nice people interested in seeing what we are doing in Chile. I would like to begin by thanking the people who made possible I am here today, for inviting me to this beautiful country, and to be able to share with you my experience in working with nature. I would like especially to thank Tonino, Jana, Cristina, Veronique, Sara, and the Chilean Cultural Ministry through DIRAC, who is financing this time. I am the head of a studio that was born 35 years ago in Chile. Besides me, we are around 6 other professionals, can be more or less depending on how much work do we have. So we are really a very small studio. Mostly of our work has been done through Chile, which is the country where you find all types of different landscapes. Should work the other, yeah. From the driest desert in the world in the north, where we are going to see most of the project, to the rainforest and volcanoes in the south. So it is like we really get trained to work in many different landscapes. One of my concerns in today's life is that I find ourselves surrounded by works that are louder and louder. They cry out for so much attention, yelling over the constant noise of stimulation to which we are subject today. They seek to turn our heads with the unfortunate result of bringing us out of what we really are and competing with one another on who will win in taking our attention first. These objects desensitize us and block our ability to perceive the essence of our brief and beautiful human experience. In my little studio, we like to look at what is there in the sight and be quiet. And when we are quiet, we begin to hear what the land speaks to us. And of course, the most important part is to try and develop a project that can then help other people to be quiet and to listen to what the landscapes tell us. Who it is and what it has been there long before we came to stand here. I'm showing you photographs of different projects just while I'm reading these ideas that goes all the way on the other side of what we are seeing. We need to spend a lot of time solving issues and designing details in the site. I would say that is a rule. If you don't go to the site, if you don't get to really understand the site, that means you are working with a computer. But the computer does not have the sun, the wind, the trees, the water, the shades. The more that you are inside, the more you understand what is there. Then, to be in the site is to work with the site to absorb all of the information there is. We will go shortly through a project that was in Venice. We were invited by Chilean architect Alejandro Aravena, and he was the boss of the Biennale that time, 2016. After I got this invitation to participate in La Biennale of Architecture, before thinking or starting anything, I decided I had to go to Venice to find what could I do for that exhibition. I walked through the Arsenale Art exhibition and went out. Oh, what is happening? I should be in the Biennale here. Okay, so this is the images I took when I went to see what to do in Venice. And so I went out and found myself is going by itself, you know? In front of this amazing, historical, beautiful paisaggio. Yes, can we make it that I decide when to move it, or it's going to go by itself? It's going very quickly. No? Okay. Well, I'll try to get to follow the presentation like that. This is the quarry that we found in Chile, where we decided to work with this material it is a new material in Chile that has been founded 10. Did I do something wrong? No, I don't want the timer. If you just leave it like I can. We cannot stop that. Okay. Well, it's going to be like, I'll try to do my best. It's going to be really short. So these are the drawings of how the placement of these pieces of beautiful travertine were going to be cutted. These travertine that we chose are leftovers of what is there. And we chose some of them and we brought them to this machine that you see there. And we cut them in pieces so we can brought them to Italy, to Venice, and put them inside a container and place them in arsenale as seeds and things to be in nature, to be contemplating the beauty of that place that I found in my trip that was very neglected. It was not being used for the people to go after the exhibition. So all these images are showing you all the work we did. We cut them without, we chose one piece and we cut it without leaving any piece. So it was, every piece was different. Every piece belongs to a main idea. And we got the name of the exhibition there. We said, "Catch the landscape," to remember the architects. That landscape is something that has to be always considered. So all this is the trip of these amazing things, and especially for Chile, it was in a way to show what this treasure that we have found 10 years ago. Nobody used it in Chile yet. It's totally new. Italians are coming to buy it, and I wanted to tell them, to show them that we have this material, and also it belongs to the city of Venice, of all the old towns. They are made of this travertine. What is this? Maybe we are starting again? So I can explain now. These are all projects that shows I'm sorry for this. Venice? Yes. Okay. So here these are the photographs to show that people were not being able to see it or to have a place for contemplation or to rest. Here are the images of this Chilean quarry that is an amazing place. You can tell here it's in the desert, in the middle of the desert, and it's unbelievable that nobody knows that we have this material. The leftovers are the best treasures we can have. And here is, I'm afraid to touch anything. Well, it's this place in Arsenale where was all this water in front, and we thought of placing these pieces in front. It's just a very simple proposal. And it helps the people that will walk all around with this to bring it. So here we are working in, you saw this already. This is the model that we did for presentation. We had to really work hard to have them in a container and do all the measurement, all the modeling of having this sent in these containers. And it came to Venice like this. We are already there. And we placed them in all the different sites that we had decided. We marked them with the number of each of the pieces that they belonged to, so they were like families of these pieces. And we worked there with the machine and with Theo, who is that nice Italian that was helping and doing all this work that is very much in situ. So now you will see how these pieces are being used and it has really helped to have the place for resting, and it really doesn't make anything strange. It is like it really belongs to the place. And the best of everything is that they decided they kept the travertine for Biennale. So if you go, you may find the pieces around there and understand that they were brought from very far away, but they stay there. Such beautiful places in Italy. These are the group of ladies and girls working. And I have this, because I took this photograph the first time I went to Venice to know what to do, and I found this guy, it moved again, fishing. And I said, catch the landscape. He was catching the landscape. So we wanted to bring value to the exterior. We go very fast to Tierra Atacama, which we are in Chile back, and we will be looking at this place in the north. I have these images that to show you how the desert is. It's the driest desert in the world, and it's really huge land, beautiful colors and mountains, and the infinite is there, very clean and very strongly. So here we go and we get to this, you can see these trees. This is the oasis that is in the middle of all this nowhere, and there is where we are going to be working. This is San Pedro de Atacama, the little town. It's, I will read a little bit. San Pedro is located in the northern area of San Pedro, 2,500 meters above the sea level, as part of the most driest desert of the world. The place we're going to be working is out of the little town. You take a road like this, and it's a 4-hectare project in a little town in another oasis. San Pedro has the lower river that sustained the oasis. Farming transformed the life of Atacama people, promoting the construction of villages in the oasis and consolidating sedentary life. Native plants like products like algarrobo and chañar fruits or seeds were among the most important vegetables reserves for former inhabitants of the basin of Atacama salt field. The oasis brought together the precise conditions needed for human settlement. Agriculture was the most important economical activity. The land that we had to work was dry, with a few living trees. The project aims to revert the site's current situation, recovering its primary function, farming. So, do you think if I press yes? This is the 4 hectares. This is the proposal of the hotel. It's the architecture, the construction. And what we just saw in the photograph before is this part. So the project wants to bring people all over the places to have a path. It wants to give very much importance to the places where there was these old trees, and wants to get again to produce in different ways around the land. I'll show you. Again, it's going to the other side. Okay. Here you can see the lines that I just show you here. How the terraces that we built it. This is the hotel, and we are just starting to work the field. After 30 years, it was dry and abandoned, so it is a really difficult thing to do. We worked with the people from the town, and we built it the same way they used to do. They still do this type of work. The photograph you just saw was the basis of this little wall to hold the water, where we were going to seed and work the field. This is the first time we did irrigation. It's every 18 days they get water from the community. And here is the first growing of the place that is very it's very touched. I get very touched with when life come back to a place that was not there before. This is quinoa. Quinoa is nowadays eaten everywhere. It's the food that Incas were growing. And here we can see the same drawings. We will be looking at this part that is the vegetable garden that we did. This is how it started. It was every year it's being better, and it gives the food for the people in the hotel, which is really very organic, it's very sustainable, and it gives all this new interest. And we also kept all the native shrubs. So where there was shrubs, we didn't do anything. We just built some terraces and some shade for the people, because the place is so huge. We cannot take it all over. So where there was nothing, then we planted. But on the other side, we left everything. So it's a very natural place where the visitors can see how this place was before. We will go now to see Wentelauken. Yes. So this is a project that is on the ocean side. It's a private project. It's a house that is under the soil. It is built under the soil, and it wanted to keep the view of all this place because it is in front of all the ocean. And this is all. This is before, and this is after. You can see the house there, and we planted the roof with all the native planting, so it doesn't really look as it were something strange. This is how the house is looking the ocean. It's in a very amazing situation. And this is, when you enter the house, you got this place as the entrance, and they call me because they didn't know what to do with the rock. They were thinking to take it out because it was like, it bothers everybody. And we left it there, and we gave a terrace around it, and it is the heart of the house today. This is again another story, like they were asking what I was going to plant here in front of all this amazing view, and we clean it and appear this beautiful rock under the dust. So the place was designed by these lines, and we gave some space for the fire, so it's a unique place to sit there and again get connection with nature. Very simple. And these are the lines to go down and visit the river, totally immersed in the natural place. There were some rocks that were left from the construction, and we used them as a sign to say how do you get to the house. So it's you say when you get to these rocks, 6 rocks, then you make a right and get to the house. Another project is Casa Blanca. It's an agricultural project. There was nothing before what you are seeing. What we did is what you are seeing in terms of plantation of agricultural vineyard, and what you can see is that our design is based again in the pre-existence of the trees. So we thought of those trees were very old and very beautiful, and they were given a special place in the design, and a circulation system goes all around that. You can see here the plan. We had to decide, like everything, that he wanted vineyards, but we did design the vineyard, and those are the existing trees, and we left path to go through them, and we placed the swimming pool in the middle of the vineyard, and so we play a lot with the vineyard. And we chose this red type of vineyard in autumn that is the special one that goes very close to the house. These are the paths that goes to the existing trees, and how they were given special places. Meadows of wildflowers, the water system to do the irrigation, and just wild places. Lots of lavenders and olives. So it's really a very, very simple proposal, but the main subject is to give value to the trees. This is where, when we were building it, the little lavenders, the vineyard, the path, planting the olives. So agriculture should be something that we work together also, because we can really give something extra to the place. Okay, another project that is agriculture is this place here is a huge vineyard and olive grove. Where is it? Well, you will see it. This is, it's around here, but it doesn't matter. It's this new house on top of a hill, and the owner of a great farm. And there was these trees, and well, you will see what we did. This is the view that was from the house, and I found that these lines were so strong. If you look at the landscape that you have here, it really bothers you to have the feeling of all this wild and beautiful place. So in the proposal, we changed that. You can see here the plan is, the house is here. And this is the circle we proposed to take out the lines that were straight. This is the planting plan, and because of that circle, that is a huge circle, we changed all the path and the street to come in, and it became like, the circles became like, again, basis of the design in the place. So here is when the first times when we were just working that, you can see that it's already taking those straight lines, and it becomes more of something that belongs to the total. And there you have already the plantation growing, so you lost those straight lines that were so hard. And that was, again, a very agricultural design. We proposed to, there is the house in the back, you see. We proposed that we work with the professional agriculture, and they looked for the irrigation system, and they looked for everything, but we were the designers of the space and the lines, and became really a beautiful, welcoming place. You can see there. And we needed some water for this irrigation of all the systems, so we need to build again a place for the water to come, and we took some soil, and we found this was the right place because it was the place that was lower. And this is very a strong idea that they allowed me to do. It is to bring the water down and give some oxygen, and besides beauty, it's the construction of this amazing step that is like from Incas. And it's a very beautiful contrast between the wildness of the hill that was kept and this water coming down. The water should go to the main, through all these places. It will go to through these lines to the lagoon, where it was used this is before and after. Nowadays, it is like a water garden beside this place for water to kept. So this is the park, and it's a mixture between wildness and lines and structure that I really think it works very well. So now we will look at Punta Pite. I will read this obsession I have in my work that you may have listened to before, which is the existence of the line in the landscape. I say the line is the way man gets connected to nature, or work with nature, I think. This line started by man bringing water from one point to the other, and then planting and irrigation system came after. Fences were necessary to prevent animals from eating everything they have planted. And then you can keep going with so many lines. Until today, we are still doing lines everywhere. Like in the sky, you see the airplanes. Those lines are always like remembering me that I am not so crazy. I think we have to be really conscious about the impossibility we have of copying nature. It becomes so horrible when we try to do like nature does. Therefore, we better accept that the only thing we can do is a line or a circle or some geometry. And then nature comes and brings everything else we cannot do by ourselves. So we will look at lines in Punta Pita, which is this project that is on the ocean. Pite is a very strong but small piece of land, 11 hectares, that gets into the ocean as the last part of this chain of mountains. You can see here, these are mountains, and this is Punta Pita. It really gets in. Therefore, it's a very, I would say, brave piece of land if you think in this size of the ocean. I always like to observe how ocean and earth happen to touch one another. In a way, they have to accept the existence of the other. For me, it's a very interesting observation. This is the drawing of Punta Pita, and we will look at different works that were done. This is on the very end is the park. It's a path that brings you to the beach where there is a little place where you can get in the water. And there is this ravine, this quebrada, that we kept the green of the place. This is the path that was taken by a topographer after it was deeded, because the path was deeded in situ. Essentially, my work in Punta Pita is a line in the landscape. It is a discontinuous work where you must find your own way, where the construction is done only in the places where they were needed. If the rock wants you to walk on it, you do not need to build a path. The fact that this is a discontinuous path makes you look for directions or signs in the landscapes and allows you to be on or off the path, giving you different experience in the landscape. The contrast between nature and human intervention is really dramatic. Sometimes it's absolutely clear where to walk and to go, to know where you are, and sometimes you have to search for clues, like in life. So here we are at La Posa, which was this place I showed you before, where we worked these terraces to help the people to get in this protected area, because it's a really hard place. And we build these terraces to get in and to be able to be quiet in the ocean. Then we will go through the path. That is an experience. It is made for one person to go through all it, and I will be showing you how it was built and how it became to be. It was a work done in situ with 40 people that I went there every week and showed them how to build. He is an artist. He helped me on teaching the workers to work the rock. He works the stones for sculptures to be placed in different places, as you can see that one. So the steps goes up and down, and we used the materials from the place. It was cutted and worked there. It's really like a unique opportunity that I had with this. And I draw, these are the lines, I draw every week. Every week I went there and they were working them. You see, this is the way we worked, and this is finished before and after. This is another steps that we were designing. You will see how it is being worked, and finally is these steps, which is a solution to go from one point to the other. I couldn't just go all the way. It should have been a bridge, but we couldn't build a bridge. And here is the building of these steps that is taking this line to go up, and is the most strongest design of all the path. And it was decided to be there because of these rocks here. Did hold the structure to get up. And it is nice, you can go out of the steps all the time to children to play around and to go. So these are different details of how I thought the project should be on these lines that are always respecting and considering what is there. This is the sculpture. And we did these terraces for people to be in this very difficult place because of the stones. And sometimes comes the ocean and takes over everything. And at the end of this path is this park where the sculptures were placed, and we did this line for the water to stay there. We marked places with those rocks. This is springtime. It comes all the natural planting materials. And this is the green that we respect totally, and in the way it was. It's a ravine, it's a quebrada. So I placed just some wooden stuff to go around and to be able to have this experience of natural place, really very rough. And to be in there. We jump to China. For these two projects, I was invited to do two little projects. They were asked to be a campus in China, Shanghai, very strong city, country, very I was really impressed by the need of nature in the cities. This is a building that was designed by Aravena, again, who invites me to participate, and then a Chinese architect invited me in the front. So I have these two courtyards to be designed in the middle of all these buildings. These are one of the drawings. I proposed just the plantation of some special trees that I found in China were renewed because it was extinguished, these metasequoias, and the Chinese find a way to reproduce them, and now it's the tree of Shanghai. This is Aravena. We were working so much. I had to go through these models to show what to do. Is a little bit to show you all the work that is behind these things. We chose the trees. We went in China to choose the trees, and then we start to plant them. For instance, we came once, and this was the type of soil they were working. It was really terrible. We had to change it all. So this is the process of getting to have a very simple place in the middle of this building. And the heart of the project is this stone that is flying there and coming to live in the center of the place. Granite that belongs to China, there is placed. And it was really a hard work to do. And then this is more or less, I found this green that was not supposed to be like that, because nothing is exactly how do you want to be. But at least I found those trees would help and work with this to be like the contrast to all this huge and strong building that Aravena worked. And the Chinese is Shanke. He invited me to work with him, and he had these 5 little courtyards in another building. So I proposed trees in all the different courtyards to have the people like sitting under the trees. This is all my ideas always. So we worked with a Chinese material like the bamboo. This is how it looks before, and then we were bringing the plant, giving this, we were flying trees to come the one we have chosen, and little by little, I worked with the Chinese. We got to do this, to have these places. And this is the last project I'm going to share with you. It's in Berlin, and it's about a permanent exhibition in Berlin. And I chose to work with Notophagus. It's a tree that belongs to our native trees in South America, in Chile. And it is very special because it is also, it shows that we were one place very long time ago with Australia, New Zealand, Antarctica, because they do have the same tree. And it is very special that we share this. So Notophagus is a very special one, and I am in love with travertine. I brought travertine to the Germans and put them together like the north and the south. This is how it was built, very perfectly, on the opposition as the Chinese. It was really difficult. but it became a forest of beautiful nothofagus. I found these huge ones because somebody told me that they were on fashion like 40 years ago, and nurseries had them in the back. Nobody wanted them, so I could plant them because they were out of fashion, which is amazing, no? I prefer not to be in fashion. So people go there and sit. Some of you have been there, I know. I don't know if you stay there, but this was the idea of having a place for relaxed and getting to know this amazing forest. So to finish, I will read a little thing about trees, which is my passion lately. I think trees in today's world are like our shields, protecting us from the man-made things that have been built around us and are ruling our lives. We must remember to think ourselves as part of this nature. We are nature. Even our bodies are 70% of water. We grow immersed in water. Therefore, let us not forget that we are part of a greater whole, and we are in process of constant change. We will never be the same as we were yesterday. Just as one autumn is never the same as the other, we fall asleep every night to rest our bodies, and we lose awareness of everything that we are. So we need to stay in nature to be well and find the sense of belonging that we search for. And yet we forget again and again. And so we need nature all around us to remind us who we are. Listo. This is it. So, thank you.
Now we have a few minutes for a couple of questions. Who wants the mic?
Hi, I'm a really big fan of your work since I was in Chile. And I have one question. When I trying to understand a little bit of your work, I realized that you quite often combining the agricultural with the architecture. And I would like to ask you, how does it work in your office to combine this? Because it's not really normal in here. And is it normal in Chile to combine this, or?
I wouldn't say it's normal in Chile or anywhere. I think it's a way of working, of really getting conscious about where and what is the place supposed to have for the project that is going to be developed. So it's like I am totally focused on that. And I ask the people that work with me to get to study very deeply before anything. What is the place? What was there before? How was it used? What do people use it for? Where do they walk through? Everything. Because I think that's really the basis to bring something that belongs to that place, gives back to the people, gives back to the planet, and is simple. It makes it much more simple than really trying to start something from nothing and your own ego developing a project that is just about what you think it should be. Is that an answer? Not.
I think that part of it, yeah. But my question was the connection between the agriculture
Yes,
and architecture,
yes.
and that you combine it. And if your office is like unique in the Chile to combine these two, for me, quite different.
I would
point of
say
views.
yes. I haven't seen projects like that.
Yeah, me
in-
neither.
Yes, it is my
And how do you do
passion
it?
of getting. I don't know, because I think people is like they see I have done a couple of things that considerate that, and they look for that, and then they realize that they can do that. But it's not something that happens all the time. Imagine that I've been working 35 years.
Okay,
It's a lot.
Okay, just the last question. And how hard was to communicate with the agricultural people? I don't
Oh,
know
no.
the right name.
The
for these
agricultural professional. Yes.
professionals, yes.
No, I think it was not difficult at all. It's just that they don't imagine that we can that we can work together. It's like they have one track mind, like we see it this way and we put the irrigation this way and we do that and we take the water from here. So could we go through it, and maybe what if the water, we place it here because this is where it really is deep and it will come from all over, and what if this will become a circle, and since it makes sense, what we present makes sense at the end, because we are considering the land. And so you start little by little working together, which is fantastic. It's much better because I didn't know about cropping, about what to plant or what do the client needs for. So it's a joint, it's a group of people working together, which is amazing.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question about your perception of landscape, because landscape of Chile is way different than the one that we have here, or the one around Berlin that you know already. And I want to ask if you react differently, or if there is something else you focus on, like maybe how the scale changes in your work when you work in a landscape like ours, or the German one.
I don't know if I did understand well, but I think every single place is different. So are you asking me what do I think of here?
Yes, I'd be interested to hear this as well. I was thinking more about the Chilean landscape as being very vast and deserted and having like large areas that are really intact. And here we have a lot of input by people, and it makes a different landscape. So if this is a different setting for you, or maybe it's...
They are all different because Chile also, the first images I showed you were from Chile. All this forest, the rainforest, all the south is really green and foresty and humid and lots of water. It's very much like here or Berlin, no? So I am, it is just like another project to work and to find out how is that place. And I found, I have been a little bit going around here. We went all this mine sector, which is devastating. And I just want to come back to do plantations and recover all that that is so abandoned. Yes. So we can.
Could you maybe say something about the climate change?
Oh,
Because
yes, I forgot.
because you told us during this week some
Yes.
thoughts about.
We were. Well, I didn't have the time to show you, but I've been seeing in reality how the climate is changing. I think maybe you not so much because you are so protected in the middle of Europe and not extreme. You don't have extreme. So in extreme is where you see the first damages. But I've seen hectares of olives in Italy dying without any solution. In my country, I've seen trees, hectares and hectares of trees dying, and water is every day less. So it's I am aware completely of all this thing that is happening, and it touched me very deeply because I suffer from that. My trees are dying, my own trees in my house. So that's why we were talking the other day on this proposal of bringing water to all these mine holes. And it was like, well, but it's going to be so difficult because the water is coming from there and it's going there, and I don't know how much it's going to cost and this and that. And I said, well, why don't we just do a project where we reforest everything, and we would use less water because you do irrigation by little, and you will have solved the problem very soon. And the most important thing is that all the trees that we can grow from now on are going to help in this climate problem that we have, because trees are bringing down carbon, and we are losing, because we are losing so many trees. That's why I get so crazy about trees. We are the best we can do is plant trees everywhere to solve the problem of the weather, of the climate that is getting worse and worse. It's very simple, but we think it's on the other side, is it's in another place. It is here. It is. You have an amazing, huge land that is devastated and is working against the climate. Did I say it right? So please keep it simple, and help the planet to be with life for a longer time.
Can I have a question? It's about the stone path. I wonder how long did it take to finish the stone path?
2 years.
2 years.
Yes, 40 people working for 2 years, and I had to go once a week.
Oh, it's still amazing.
Yes,
Thank you.
it's very like from another world.
And how long it is the path?
To walk is 1 kilometer, 1.2 kilometers.
Okay.
But it takes you at least half an hour. I mean, it can take you 3 hours, or because if you go out and you stay in the ocean and you talk to the ocean, it's longer than if you go walking.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is from the state, but always privacy is around, so you can go through it, but it's really difficult to get in, but you can do it. It's from the state. In Chile, all the side of the ocean is from the state. No private beaches or rocks or so you are all invited to come and do the pite.
Hey, I have a question. I saw many of those lines cut in the stones or stoneways.
Yes.
Just a technical question. How exactly does it work? Because I saw it in almost all the projects you had. Is it just a small rinse in the stone, and you try to grab the attention of the water to flow in and let it flow to somewhere, or how exactly does it work? If you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know which lines are you thinking, because I have so many lines everywhere, but but sometimes it's to hold the water, or sometimes it's just to bring a separation between two different directions of terraces, or to hold the chaos, I say. It's like if you have nothing that is holding a piece, then you do a line and immediately becomes fine. Oh, I'm going to get like
So I think we
I
can
think I cannot talk.
continue discussion in person. I would like to invite you to the vestibule of the metro station for the opening of the exhibition of Teresa Moller studio. Thank you for coming.